Going into this, I wish somebody had told me all of the side effects. I had an oncologist and a pharmacist come direct into my room, which is, they're amazing, and they kind of went down the initial list of what to expect with the skin rash and the dry skin. But there were other things that happened that I didn't expect and didn't know at the time were related to it. I'll be honest, ladies out there, facial hair was an issue. I've never dealt with facial hair in my life. I'm not a hairy person, so to speak. And my face was covered. I mean, my ears, my neck, my back. I had a dermatologist actually tell me during a skin check that I was downright furry. And so I went back and I looked at the list of side effects, and sure enough, accelerated hair growth is an issue. And so it's not just the really great thick curly eyelashes, it's the thick eyebrows that are out of control. The eyelashes themselves, yes, they're long and curly, but they don't curl in the same direction. So, I was forever having to trim eyelashes so they wouldn't poke me in the eye, or trim my eyebrows so they wouldn't get out of control. I shaved my face just to make my face feel better, not just to get the facial hair out of there, but also to exfoliate, because the dry skin is extreme. My pharmacist explained to me about dry skin, but he didn't tell me how bad it would be and how it was never something you could fix. I think when we go into side effects, a lot of patients think, I'm going to beat the side effect, or I'm going to fix it, or I'm going to keep it from happening. And I think you need to be realistic and go, it's going to happen regardless. What we got to do is treat it and to minimize it, or to care for it as best we can. And the dry skin is painful. I found that I could only use lotions that didn't have a lot of the chemicals or the fragrances, and even the creams worked better than a lotion. I spent a lot of money every month on lotion and medicated shampoos, and found that, every night I would exfoliate in the shower. I'd have a loofah, I'd have scrubs, and brushes, and try and get a lot of the dead skin off. And then I'd coat my entire body in either CeraVe cream or Eucerin, or I'd mix stuff together with Aquaphor, some of the really heavier creams that dermatologists recommend you use that are very pH balanced for the skin and won't bother the rash. I'd mix them together and I'd coat my entire skin in them just to soothe it. And by the time I wake up in the morning, the cracks were already there, and the skin was peeling and flaking and raw. And so I wish I had known going in that to not only invest heavily in good cream and lotion, but that it's going to take a lot of self-care to keep up with it. And it's not a matter of self-care to keep the rash at bay. It's self-care just to keep the pain at bay, and it's going to take time out of your morning and time out of your evening to look after yourself, and I would always give myself the once over, because aside from the cracks in my hands and my feet, I ended up with nail infections, which is another common side effect, where your nail beds get infected. I ended up with some ingrown toenails. At the time, I didn't know they were ingrown. I just thought I had infected toenails per the side effects. But I actually ended up in the hospital for a weekend on IV antibiotics, and I had my toenails removed, which is not something I recommend. Quite painful. But the podiatrist told me at the time, on these types of targeted therapies, it affects your nails and can cause your nails to thin and splinter. And so she does routinely remove toenails from patients on EGFR inhibitors who have, their nails have splintered off and done unfortunate things and got infected. So I would say, really don't just worry about the rash, but look after, your hands, your feet, your nails, and treat everything. Be on the lookout for anything, any infection that could happen in your skin, because I think anything's possible with these. You just don't know. And the list of side effects extends far beyond dry skin and a rash.